And in our next matchup, we have the battle, the NFC East. We have the Washington Commanders versus the Giants, with the Commanders being favored by 3.5 and the over/under being 44.5. The Commanders are coming off a Hail Mary win against the crappy Bears. Yes, the Bears have a winning record, but they're the Bears. They're like the Jets. They're always going to be the Jets. Terrible, awful, always going to shoot themselves in the foot like the Bears did. And they had that cornerback in the corner celebrating, going after fans, and that's exactly what you get. You're being an asshole to the fans, and what happens? A Hail Mary thrown at you. So the Bears being the Bears, they just shot themselves in the foot in that game. So the Commanders, they throw a Hail Mary win to win that game, and they win it. That game was boring for the most part, by the way. If you guys watched that Bears and Commanders game, man, snooze fest. The Bears finally put some points on the board to be ahead, and Commanders get a lucky win. But for the majority of that game, outside the last seconds of the fourth quarter, or last few minutes of the fourth quarter, it was terrible. It was boring. It was awful. Commanders, one of the best offenses in the league. Great running game in Robinson, Scary Terry, Ertz, good weapons for Daniels. Daniels still rushing the ball really well. Looks like he's still beat up, He didn't look too fully healthy in that Bears game. Looks a bit slow, but, he still got the win for him. And when he threw that big deep ball, that Hail Mary, he looked good throwing it. He got away out of the pocket so he wouldn't get sacked, and he threw it there. So he is beat up, but he's looking good while being hurt. They've won 4 out of the last 5 games, the Commanders, but people remember this. This is a big but here, and I can see why the line is this close. They've won 4 out of the last 5 games, but they've only beat one team with a winning record. So they have 6 wins. 1 is from a team with a winning record, and that's the team they beat with the Hail Mary, the Bears. And the Bears, to me, are not that great. They're like a year or 2 away, the Bears. So, what's that say? I've been saying it for the last couple weeks. I think the Commanders, once they start playing some very hard competition, they will go down. They will start losing games. So, they finally beat their first winning team in the Bears, and they needed a Hail Mary to do it. That is not good. If you want to bet the Commanders, they're 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 games as a favorite. So good for that if you want to bet the Commanders. And briefly about the Giants, let's talk about the Giants. They're coming off a loss to the Steelers. It's the Giants and they got blown out. They have now lost 3 games in a row. Danny Dimes is awful. He has 6 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. They found something in Tracy Jr., the rookie running back. A good dual threat running back. He has 73 carries for 376 yards and 2 touchdowns, and he's good at catching the ball. I think he's a converted wide receiver, actually. So great find by them. That's one thing they have. And they have Neighbors, good rookie wide receiver, 498 yards receiving and 3 touchdowns. And they still got Robinson and Slayton, so not bad wide receiving core. But they got a crappy quarterback. Danny Dimes is awful. I don't need to tell you guys that the guy is awful, awful, awful. So, they can hang their head on that their front 7 can get after the quarterback. Brian Burns, all of them. They could, that Lawrence, they all could get to the quarterback. So, that's one thing the Giants can't hang their on. But their secondary is god awful. The Giants are only averaging 7.8 points a game at home. So let me repeat that. The Giants are only averaging 7.8 points a game at home. That is awful. Danny Jones hasn't thrown a single touchdown pass in the last 3 games. The last 3 games. He hasn't thrown 1 passing touchdown, and they are only putting up 7.8 points at home. The Giants are awful. Awful, awful. I don't even know how the hell they got 2 wins. How the hell did that happen? Their starting left tackle, one of the best in the league. He's out, and they're terrible when he's out without them. So this is easy for me. My prediction for this game is give me Washington to cover the 3.5 and give me the over 44.5. I think the Commanders can pit 25, 27 points on them. And I think the Giants can muster up some points with the running game and I think they're going to have to try to keep up with the Commanders. And I think maybe they get to 20 points themselves. But I can see this being a 47 total game. But give me the Commanders plus 3.5. The Giants are horrible. They haven't won one game at home. And Danny Dimes is looking like the bum of the bums. Just get rid of the guy. Let him warm up the bench. Put in the popcorn vendor. Give him a try. Then maybe the Giants will have a chance of winning this game. But no, give me Washington covering the number and the over.